with Matt Green coming back, Jake Muzzin stayed in the lineup. But looking at his plus minus, and I know that's not the only measure, but I mean he's got a pretty healthy plus minus, pretty healthy, developing, coming along.
Well, we kept him in more, just because our power play has been so good, and it's given, and we've used Richie on the point, so on the one unit, so we need Muzzin there for the other one for sure. And he's given us good minutes, 5-on-5, right? His minutes, well, it's changed because he only plays the left side. He can't play the right side, so it's not. We took. It's hard to explain, but we took Keaton out because he plays the right side. It wasn't like Keaton was playing
badly.
Yeah, that's. Quite honestly, I don't like talking about it because those kids have helped us get to where we are, and they're important players for us. So it's not like Muzz stayed in because he's ahead of him. He's a different type of player, and he plays a different side, and he can't play the right side. Basically, Keaton got bumped to the lineup, but Muzz has played ahead of Marty. When you look at it, that's the position. That's the position.
Sure.
Matt was a little, not disappointed, but maybe a little negative about his game the other night.
Matt Green?
Yeah. How did you think he played?
It's good that he challenges himself. That's always the best way. That's how he plays, right? He wants to be better.
He said he thought he'd be better, get better quick here.
He's played one game, quite honest. He's played one game since June 11th, right? So the game he played, he was probably hurt 5 shifts in. So he's really played one game this season, so in a year.
Detroit doesn't want you to clinch a spot. Right? You carry 8 defensemen. Is there going to be a thought about maybe rotating a couple guys in and give guys like?
I haven't looked at it. Think about tomorrow only. You know, and I know it sounds. I don't like talking about it because every time you think you're in a position to do that, somebody gets banged up, or I don't like it based on performance. I like it based on partners. I don't like it based on. I've never been one of them guys that rests guys. You can rest during the game.
And I think you're only 5 points behind the Ducks now.
Yeah.
You long ago said they're going to win the division.
It shouldn't be the focus of anything, right? Your goal going into every year, and I've said it a lot. Your goal going into every year, and I know it's sexy and all that for everybody to say, our goal this year is to win the Stanley Cup. Well, 30 teams say that. Right? That's their goal every year, and I've heard that for 30-some years. But really, your goal going in, especially now, is to make it. And then once you make it, because to make it, quite honest, you got to win twice as much as you lose if you look at it. So if you make it, that means you're still winning. That means you're moving up in the standings. So that takes care of itself. So it's showing again that there's not enough of a gap between anybody other than one team that's only lost 5 games this year for it to matter. So if you take care of business one day at a time and you win, or you play well enough to win at some point, then it takes care of itself. So Anaheim has. They're a team that had such a great start that, you know what, you just got to win every game for 2 months to catch them. So is that possible? It's not possible. So we just want to take care of our own business and let it fall where it may. And it's going to, as much as you, there's just such a fine line between the teams that you just kind of sort of take care of your own.
Mike Richards, of any of the guys that you've ever played with or coached, is he one of those guys that where would you place him? Guys you want to go into battle with, or go into battle for you?
Where would I place him?
Yeah, place him or characterize it if that's not a good
way
to
to put
put
it. I don't quite know how to answer it, but he's been a guy that I've seen play well in big games and likes that center or likes that matchup always, likes that focus.
Talking about big games, do you see anything extra? I know the approach doesn't necessarily change, but do you see anything extra this time of year once you get closer to the playoffs? In his demeanor, in the way that he gets on the ice? Same from day one?
Yeah, I think, you know, you're doing it based on watching by games, and obviously a tough start to the season, right? And probably in Los Angeles, nobody, because he came in the trade last year and then he was in and out with the concussion, and he probably took him a year to get settled, and you probably saw his best in April, May, and June, right? So that's what we're trying to do again.
Players had a good laugh. They're voting for the most inspirational player today. If you had a vote, who would you vote for?
On our team?
Yep.
Getting greener, seeing Matt come back. Short, you know, it's like seeing that on TV yesterday where Carlson is back skating with Ottawa, and that's the thing with injuries, right? There is a timeline based on medical staff and therapy and training staff and all that, but there's also a bullseye. You circle bullseyes when you think you're going to play. Circle that on and those are usually guys that attack that date instead of always going back for a second or third opinion, and so I think that's a good one. I really haven't thought about it.
When you look at Kopitar, obviously he's been very consistent your whole tenure here, but how valuable do you think that postseason experience was for him in particular last year?
Well, because he hadn't played much experience. He hadn't hit basically zero because he was hurt the year before, right? Did he play any playoff games the year before? He played like one series or two series in his career, right?
Yeah.
So that's how valuable it is to every player that hadn't played or hadn't won a series.